Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am going to be painting some Halloween buckets today. These are finished ones, but I'm going to show you the process for ones that I don't have done yet. My craft room is an absolute disaster. I just had a market last weekend, and so I've got remnants of that prep everywhere, and I've got Halloween buckets in the process, and they're everywhere, so bear with me. Tidying the space is not a priority for me right now, even though it should be. Okay, let's get right into painting. I have a lot to do today. Here's the workspace we're working with. These need colors for the little graphics and the names. These just need a black outline, and I have some on the floor that need the white part, the base layer that goes first. I'm gonna add the white base layer to these, so I'm doing this layer where I'm adding just the shape of the different elements on it and the name. So that way, when it's time to paint the colors on it, I can paint the colors for these buckets at the same time that I paint those. So maybe as I'm waiting for these to dry, I'll go ahead and do the black outlines for this. We'll just see how everything's drying and where I'm at time-wise. I have found the orders for my website, so I'm writing them down on just a piece of paper, so that way when I'm painting, I don't have to keep navigating the website. I can just refer to these papers. I think I just have two of the small designs that I still need to add the white to it before I can paint the colors. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can really see the process. The white base, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with color on top of the little graphics. I don't know what to call them because they're not digital, but they're little pictures, but they're not pictures. I don't know, the elements, the details. I'm gonna go in over them with color now, and I'll slow it down so you can kind of really get an idea of the way I go about painting them and the layers I put on. I know that white went pretty fast. And if you haven't noticed, I'm watching Allie's reaction to The Life of a Showgirl because it was just released last week, and I love watching other people react to it, especially Allie's. I've watched her channel for such a long time, and I appreciate who she is and what she brings to our Swiftie community. If you've listened to The Life of a Showgirl, let me know your thoughts. I love it. Right now, I think my favorites are Wishlist, Opalite, and Canceled. I feel like Canceled, that's a cringy one for me to say is one of my favorites, but I just like it. I think that is like the millennial side of me. I'm like a cusper. I'm right in between millennial and Gen Z, and since I like that song, I feel like that's me leaning more towards being a millennial because I've seen the TikToks and it's getting roasted pretty bad. On the buckets, I'm going to go in with this thin black brush to just go ahead and make outlines on the little graphics, the details, and the letters to make it pop, and then I go over it all and make little white accents on them too. With the colors that I already did, it lasted me about, hold on, I have to look to see how long Allie's video was, because it lasted me the length of Allie's video. So everything you've seen me do so far lasted about an hour and a half, and now let's just keep on rolling. I'm not gonna slow down now. Okay, I opted to only show you me doing the black part on two of them because it just makes me too nervous to do it in front of the camera because I try to have a super steady hand for that part. Now I just have to do the black part on these two, and then I will add the white accent. then I get to go seal them. So I'll see you when I'm outside sealing them with a semi-gloss sealant. Okay, so I just sealed the remaining buckets. I have a few more pending orders, but those just came in yesterday or today, so I don't feel the need to get them out right now, but I'm super happy with how these turned out. I'll come and do a close-up of them so you can see, but I just used a clear coat kind of spray paint. The brand is Rust-Oleum and it's their 2X semi-gloss clear coat. So it's just like a spray paint, but it's clear. I did a scratch test with them and they work. The brand seems to work well. So I'm happy with it so far. We'll see at the end of the season and after some of my family members who have buckets what they think. But for my first time, I'm happy with how it turned out. As you can see, I have new banner boxes arrived, a bucket waiting for pickup, and a banner waiting for pickup. Except I just saw this banner. The people who are picking it up are out of town, so I think I'm gonna bring it back inside my house and wait until after fall break, because it's currently fall break right now. I definitely think I'm gonna be doing buckets for each of the seasons now. I loved creating them and people seem to love them too. I talked about it on my TikTok, but I haven't talked about it on YouTube. But for the buckets this year, I offered 2 designs. One was a pastel design and one was the traditional Halloween color design that had the plaid like you saw when I was just painting them. It was a good process for me. It wasn't too many options, but it also allowed people to have it personalized. They could pick their name and the color of their name, and then they could pick out of maybe 6 different elements that they wanted added to it. So let's say it was for a little kid and they really don't like the spooky part of Halloween, like ghosts and spiders, they could remove those. Or if it was for somebody who didn't prefer bows, they didn't have to have bows on it. In fact, I think only one of these today had bows, but most of the pastel ones that I have done previously had bows on them. I allowed there to be some personalization that could happen within the parameters of the 2 designs. These were for Halloween, obviously, and I think I'll do them for something for Christmas. I don't think they'll be Christmas themed per se, but something that somebody could give as a gift. Then I'll do Halloween ones and Easter ones. We'll just see what else is out there. If you do buckets, let me know what seasons or purposes you do your buckets for, or if you don't do buckets and you have ideas, let me know. I'm all ears. I forgot to add while I was outside that I also use buckets to paint game day or tailgating themed buckets. So I've done it for 2 colleges so far, and I just make a super cute collage. I'll put up some pictures of different things that remind you of that school, whether it's slogans or images or chants that they do. And they turned out super cute, so I'm happy with how those turned out. I think buckets are one of those things that's great to have in stock as an artist that does primarily custom things, because they're so versatile. You can do them for little kids or you can do them for adult things like tailgating, and it's just one style of blank to have in stock. I would love to be able to paint on sport balls and step stools and hairbrushes and so many other things, but that just opens the door to having a bunch of blanks in stock that might not get used up. But when I talk about a blank, I'm talking about literally a blank bucket, or how I have a roll of paper. The paper is so nice because I can do so many things with it. It can be for so many occasions and so many audiences, but I just have to have a roll. That's why I think starting a paper banner business is so reasonable for anybody who's considering it, because there's not much you have to have in stock at your home to get started. It's not a huge investment. Sometimes I think one of the harder parts about being a custom artist is being able to paint anything while also needing to have a streamlined process. If I just had an open door policy where somebody could say, hey, can you paint on this piece of wood for me? Hey, can you paint these balls for me? Hey, can you paint this treasure chest that I just bought for my niece? Yes, I can, but I struggle personally with pricing things that people are asking me to do that I haven't already shown them what it could look like. Because if they're providing it for me, then okay, I just have to price the hours and my talent and skill that I'm putting into it. And they don't even know what it will look like in the end. So I personally am working on having a super streamlined process, and I'm not right now. knock on wood, taking orders for things that are not on my website, because for me, it just makes my business complicated. That might work for other people, but it's not what works for me right now. I need to have just limited options, because then I feel more free in it and I feel more at peace in it. People know what they're getting from me and they see the price up front and they agree to, yes, that is a fair price for what I'm getting, versus somebody saying, hey, here's a dream that I have. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna live up to that expectation or not. That's something I'm personally working through as somebody who's new to doing this full time. So if you have any thoughts on that, or if you have gone through that before, let me know. I don't even know if that makes sense, but it's something I'm trying to work through. I think I rambled there for a little bit, so let me simplify what I was saying. I love buckets because I can show people what they can look like while still giving freedom of having it be personalized. So I had 2 designs and then they could pick and choose elements from there. They knew what they were getting. I like the game day buckets because they've seen now 2 examples of what I can do, and they just provide the team and the different chants and things that those teams provide, or often say, provide was not the right word, and I can make something similar in that style. So it's personalized, but they've seen the work that I can do. I like banners because I have a streamlined process. They've seen examples of banners I've made before, and I can make a design that's custom to the event that they're throwing. Versus somebody reaching out saying, hey, I have seen a really cute step stool I'd love for my child's bathroom. Can you make one for me? Well, I don't want to copy exactly what somebody else did, and so you're paying me to do something that you don't know what it will look like in the end. And that I have to work through. So right now, I'm only offering things on my website because I want it streamlined and I want people to know what they're going to get in the end. I think that makes sense. And then all the other things of having step stools and hairbrushes and sport balls, all of that is just, I don't want to have a large inventory right now as I'm just building my business. Paper and buckets are super easy to have in stock. I can do a lot with them. Okay, enough of me rambling. Here's me back outside. The next clip you'll see will likely be me starting to paint a banner, because I have one more banner that I hope to paint tonight. So I'll take you through that process too. We're clearly transitioning to the banner making side of this vlog. The side, the half, whatever you want to call it. This is a first birthday banner that somebody is picking up tomorrow, so it has to be done tonight. Typically I do banners the day before or 2 days before it is actually due. So whether that is it's the day or 2 days before I'm gonna ship it, or the day or 2 days before somebody's gonna pick it up off my porch. And tomorrow somebody's picking this up off my porch. I didn't measure this one exactly, so let's hope it's close enough. I'm using this pink line from a previous banner to make sure this is straight. My paint lines are the perfect level for me. Then I'm gonna take a step back. Yep, that looks good to me. Now I'm just straightening it up from Canva. I just have to drag where it is. It's on a blank presentation, and then I just keep moving it until it's in the right spot. It's getting closer. It needs to go up a little bit higher. That's looking pretty good to me. Cool, I like the way that looks. Now I'm just gonna focus it. My projector has little knobs on it that helps me focus it. And you can see up close, that's what it will look like. You can see the orange R is hard to see, so when it comes time to painting that R, I'll turn the lights off and that will help. But this is a first birthday banner, just a classic birthday theme, and it's adorable. For most of the banner, I keep the lights on though. I am going to do a voiceover or just a song over this part because the projector makes a loud noise and I just need to focus and get this done. birthday banner. I think it turned out adorable. I love all the banners that I've done that have had super cute themes, but something about a classic birthday theme just hits different. My banners aren't perfect. They're not printed. These are painted. So often people ask me, how does your paint go on so smooth? Or what? I had to do 5 layers of that color to make sure that you couldn't see the streaks. And to that I say, 1, there are colors that I do multiple layers of, like that orange. I probably did 4 layers on that R. You can see the streaks. It's not printed, and that's okay. I think as artists, we can be our worst critics. We are the hardest on ourselves. We see the imperfections. That's something I've always said about things that I've created, whether it's videos I've edited, TikToks I've made, banners I've painted, things I've painted in the past, is by the time we're finished making it, I'm gonna speak for myself, by the time I'm finished making it, I notice so many of the flaws because I learn as I do it. I'm learning, okay, wait, I would have done that differently had I known that was the impact of it. I'm getting better as I do it, as I create. And so of course by the end I'm gonna notice flaws, I'm gonna notice imperfections because I just learned that would happen if I did XYZ in front of it. I don't know if that makes sense the way I'm describing it right now. It's pretty late, it's probably 10. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:02 p.m.
Okay, it's 11, so I'm just tired, but I think it makes sense what I'm saying. But to somebody else who hasn't seen the process of us making it, they're not gonna notice those flaws. They're gonna notice what an adorable banner they have, or what an adorable bucket they have, or whatever you're painting or making or hand lettering. They're just gonna love that product because it's custom for them. And that's what I love about doing this. It's the people I create for are always so appreciative. I think I'm somebody who I'm proud of myself for what I've created in terms of this business and the person I've created myself to be, but I also do need words of affirmation. And so I'm so grateful when people express that to me. And I've only had one banner that somebody hadn't been happy with and I was able to make a new one. But I loved that first banner I made for them. Okay, that's a whole other story. I can get into that another time because I personally loved it. But my whole point here is the people you're creating for are going to appreciate your creativity. The people I create for appreciate mine. They appreciate the time and the talent and the skill that I put into making something special for them or their kid or whoever they're throwing a celebration for. And the same goes for you. So that's my 2 cents right now. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to share with you. If you're considering making banners and you don't know where to start, I have a banner painting guide on my website. You can check that out. It's about $45 and that's what I charged for my first banner. So that's why I feel comfortable charging that for this book, because it's a digital download of everything I learned in my first year of painting banners. You buy the book, you make a banner, you sell it. Hey, you just earned back what I learned in my first year of painting banners. I also sell digital templates. So let's say you like the crafty side, you like the painting side, but you have no idea where to start of designing them. I offer the templates that I've created on my website. My website is partybannersbykelli.com. I have lots of fun resources there, and I also have my painted products. So let's say you're just watching this for entertainment, but you have a party coming up and you want a banner or you want to buy a bucket, I've got those for you too. Follow my other social media. I try to post often. This past week I haven't posted that much, but I try to post pretty regularly. Okay, if you have any video ideas that you'd like to see from me, if you have any topics you want to hear me talk about, I'm happy to. Yeah, it's like I don't want this video to end. I've loved picking up the vlog camera again. So yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll stop this video and film another one right away. But that's it for today, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.